a huge fan of the series The Chosen, which shows the humanity of Jesus in a way we haven't seen before and highlights him and the apostles in a different way. What's really revolutionary is the way he wanted everybody to be invited to the table.
Tonight we get to see some more nonsense on The View. What did these ladies do tonight? Let's see what happened.
Wow. I feel like I should bless myself. I feel like doing this.
I've got some water here.
He's got
I
some
can
water.
help the water if you want. I got some water right here.
We were just saying, at least you're not a blonde, blue-eyed Jesus, finally.
Yeah, I think we've gone a little more authentic to who Jesus might have actually been.
Jewish.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. This is starting to get a little weird for me. The blessing joke, well, that was really weird and not funny. I think you noticed how Jonathan got embarrassed at that point. Okay, let's keep watching.
You play Jesus.
You?
So are you finding that people are having a little bit of trouble in separating you from the part?
I already did. Yeah, just the mere presence.
Yes, but it's a whole different question for him because on a daily basis, people are responding. So I'm just curious.
You know, it's weak. It's pretty weak. What a stupid question. We don't live in a time when people are naming you after the character you played. Joaquin Phoenix, for his part, played the Joker and Napoleon perfectly. You know, I've never seen anyone call him the Joker or Napoleon. I think you could have done better for such an interesting guest.
Occasionally, the line seems a little blurred. So I try to gently just remind people that my name is Jonathan and not actually Jesus.
You can't hear their confession or anything.
I've had people try. I'm like, nope, save it for the priest.
Jonathan, you
the
can have
professional.
fun with that.
Then I got to answer for it later, so.
True. We'll have to atone. But it's easy to see why viewers have taken to you as this role, Jesus. It seems like a pinnacle role. We've also seen you in episodes of hit shows like The Good Wife, The Mindy Project. And this is a fun fact. You used to do voiceover for MTV's Celebrity Deathmatch.
Okay.
I did,
Very similar to Jesus. But those jobs weren't actually paying the bills. So you considered at some point kind of giving up on this. How did you decide to stay the course?
He began his career in film and television, appearing in various television shows, and now he has a huge fan base. He really opened up a new perspective on Jesus, which allowed people to look at what he really was. This is an interesting experience and an interesting question from the presenter. Let's see how he responds.
So I moved to LA, and for 8 years, I didn't have the safety of the job that I left in New York. It's different unions and all sorts of complications to do the same thing in LA, but that's not what I was going to LA for. So I had to do all these other jobs, these side jobs. I drove rideshare, I worked in catering, all these things that I'd never done before, and gotten to the point where I was broke, I was out of money, I was out of food, I was out of even government assistance for food, and the only thing I hadn't done at that point was the thing that was left to do, which was to get on my knees and surrender my entire life and my career and everything that I had up to that point over to God, because there wasn't anything I realized I could do on my own.
So, his life is really similar to the way of Jesus. In my opinion, people like Jonathan Toomey deserve special respect. They were not born in a golden shirt and were not the children of famous people. They made themselves out of nothing, and it really deserves respect.
In the clip that we saw earlier, which shows Jesus speaking up for marginalized people, the poor, etc., which is the Jesus that we love. Not everyone interprets that message the same way these days. Religion in this country even seems weaponized at times. As a man of deep faith, which you obviously are, does that frustrate you at all?
You know, in that clip, we see Jesus basically taking to task the Pharisees that have essentially perverted the law or taken the faith and made it about the specificity in the letters of the law versus the heart of the law versus the community. You know, they were taking great pains to follow the law at the expense of the followers. And there was injustice in that. And, you know, anytime you see injustice taking place, Jesus is not going to be happy about that. And so I think the fact that we see him speaking his mind about it. I think he gave us a really tough example to follow.
You know, quite meticulous work was done during the filming of this series. The images, locations, and actors are beautifully chosen. Jonathan Toomey really coolly played Jesus, for which he has a separate respect. I think you liked him as an actor too. So, what do you think about this broadcast? Write your opinion in the comments and don't forget to watch other shocking news on the channel.